16-9 on Mirage. They did put up a decent showing overall, even though it wound up being a very comfortable win for the side of Bad News Bears. And they got 16-2 on Nuke. 16-2 here as well on Dust 2. So Inferno, you know, it's a map everyone knows how to play. Been around for ages right now, and despite it being a map where TeamOne are absolutely dominant on, I do believe Mythic can really show something here. It's going to be a fast coming in towards the B side, and it's a bit of a stack from the side of Mythic. Flom making contact, and he's going to find Pasadello through the smoke.
Playing very passively here, though. A Mythic at the back of the site. Jojo trying his best, and he's going to do very well with the P2000. 2 kills down, giving Mythic the actual player advantage, and could be going in for more, and does connect again. Just what they were hoping for, but it is a post plant, and Maluk is still in with a shot. First player sent packing through on Banana, and the smoke up and over. Designated to try and force him away from the bomb. He knows exactly where it's planted, though. Tries to shoot through the smoke. He doesn't know if they're sticking on this or not. And Jojo picks up a fourth. A huge round from Jojo. And Mythic picking up the pistol gives them a great opportunity to build something special.
That was amazing from Jojo. The fact that the second kill was just fantastic, right? And he plays around the triple boxes, gets a third kill as well. Again, the patience as well. They wait for the final player. I do believe there was Maluk to just spam away with his Glock, and Maluk obviously has no idea there was no one on the C4. And then he obviously sees where the traces are coming in from, and he gets the kill. A brilliant 4K from Jojo. I want to see more from him. I want to see more from Sluggy. I want to see more from J-Dubs. J-Dubs obviously having some pretty cool moments on the map of Dust 2, despite it being a loss, as Malbs finds Jojo. He shuts them up, but Flom at least replies back with a couple of his own. They still continue to take the fight here. I'm not too sure why they have to go for this, but Flom with the M4 picked up from his teammate as Lex finds XNS, so it looks like the danger has abated for a bit, but no, Pasadello just running on in through the flames, walking up to the smoke, tapping away, hoping to find something, and Flom is just giving away his position, just spamming through the smoke, but they're still not quite out of danger yet. The flashbang is so good, Vince, he's gonna get run down. It's a 2v2 and Lex on 21 HP.
Oh, Mythic, not like this, guys. This is so rough to watch. Flom off on his own, no support at all, just needs to stay alive. If they're going to give up the site, then give it up and play as 3 and retake instead. It's a 2v1, and Lex is being caught from both sides. Mythic concede, and they started off in Banana by thwarting the push. Yes, it was a crazy 1D, I believe, from Molbs, but after that, Mythic seemingly made all the wrong decisions.
There were 3 players there, Vince. There were 3, and like, I'm not a fan of how Flom played that, honestly. I mean, you know at least there's one player there. You're just spamming away with your M4A1. And sure, like, TeamOne didn't have the information that it was just the one player, but they took the chance, especially in a situation like they were in 2 versus 3. You go for it, right? And it's caught completely blinded. That was a round they really shouldn't have lost, Vince. And all the effort from Jojo coming down to, well, not really mattering, it looks like, but J-Dubs with a double. That is huge. And they reply back with the pistols. That's a way to turn things around.
An instant rebuttal from Mythic and J-Dubs in particular. AK trades hands, but don't count XNS and PRT off just yet. Here we have a minute left on the clock, and smoke's beginning to dissipate. They can edge their way up towards the top of Banana, and considering that there is only one player here, and that is the weakened J-Dubs, by his lonesome, this round is potentially far from over. He does have a smoke, though, which has been put into position. And whereas we can see that J-Dubs is alone, there is nothing that TeamOne know about this. So they can just sit here and wait. But what you have to say here, Blair, is considering how poor that last round was, for Mythic to even be in this position is quite surprising. 2 smokes coming in, a wall of smoke to the front of the site, trying to draw away with the Molotov as well. J-Dubs also eating a flash, and now TeamOne making a move on towards the site itself, clearing out their angles. 20 seconds to play with. 2 of the 4 Mythic players now coming up Banana, looking to try and pincer in. This bomb needs to get planted before the smoke dissipates, but J-Dubs through the smoke into the head, picks up a 4K, and Mythic return the favor in kind.
That's huge. That is massive. They lose one player, and that was Jojo who opened things up with his deagle, and then a 4K for J-Dub. Sure, he spams away the deagle, and you know, might as well enjoy the deagle before the new patch comes into play, right? Where it's been nerfed down, but at least he makes it work that round. And they don't have to buy up anything, Vince. The 4 rifles retrieved from that round, and Jojo is just going to buy an MP9 for himself. But TeamOne have gone for a forced buy of their own, the AK-47, the AWP for Maluk, and 3 Deags of their own.
Getting into that scrappy economic game of chicken to start this game off. Who will blink first? Mythic at least have a bolstered up economy now thanks to that previous round. TeamOne decide to delve in and force out all the weapons they can. 3 players strong, looking to pivot up on Banana. And although Molotov and a Smoke were down and isolating these 2 Banana players, that has now dwindled away. Looking good for Mythic here, but we did also just see a glimpse as well, Blair, of that last round of just what TeamOne have in store. They have tons of executes and set plays when it comes to aggressing on either side. Their utility is typically on point.
True, and they haven't really tested this A site yet, but here we go. Deagles leading the charge. The AWP in the hands of Maluk as the contingency. He's going to be holding the line, waiting for any re-aggression from the CDs. But the amount of map control that Mythic have towards Banana is going to allow them to kind of stack the site, but they haven't quite yet. They're still milling around. There's still 2 players towards B. And Flom just playing from libraries. So just 2 players to contend with towards the side. And Maluk, oh, that's a rare missed shot. As Exodus does find Lex inside of the pit. So Floggy has a lot of work to do here. He's going to deal a bit of damage. Doesn't find any kills, though, as Pasadello finds Jojo as well. And Vent, it's back and forth and back and forth. It's like a tennis game of death. But Flom and J-Dub's left in a very unenviable position. They deal a lot of damage. And Pasadello just turns around. He thought he got the kill. And now suddenly there is a chance.
There's a chance, but that bomb fuse is ticking away ever so quickly. And it's picking up pace. Flom decides that he also needs the return in kind. He's going to clutch this round. It's excellent work from Flom. Oh, it's a big headshot to end the round. And he should have enough time for the defuse. Flom with the assault rifle gets it done, and Mythic pick up their 3rd.
That's a huge round from Flom, and a bit of a throw from TeamOne. That was a bit of a throw from TeamOne. That's a 4 versus 2, Vince. And sure, like some of these kills were great, but why did it keep facing? It played the bomb, played the time. The player coming in from short, he could have just played the bomb. I know he came in to try and help his teammate out, but there's no need to. It's fine. Even if he drops, Flom has to find you. And TeamOne, while they were flawless, I'm not just almost impossibly clean on Dust 2. They've been making a few mistakes here, and that round in particular, big round to lose. But take nothing away from Flom. Those are some very clean kills coming in from the veteran. It makes it work. 3-1 from Mythic. Of course, the force spike going to be coming in nonetheless for the side of TeamOne. A couple of AKs in the mix. Deagles, the bound, quite a bit of utility as well. From Mythic, they have all the weaponry, all the utility to work with. And instead of trying to get that banana control, this time around they're opting to play a much more passive angle towards B.
Passive angles now being assumed as well by Mythic. They initially were playing fairly aggressively up on short. Think better of that decision. Smoke down onto apps from Lex just to try and funnel away any waterfall explosiveness that may be finding itself towards the pit. And the bomb is in Banana, so it seems like TeamOne want to go for a wraparound towards the B side. And now that they've got the smokes down, they're going to try and do just that. But they're moving into the crosshairs of Flom, who had such a good round just a few moments ago. But now he has been nullified after 1. A one-and-done position. J-Dubs nearly making a meal out of that frag, but does hold his resolve. Enough for 2 kills. And he's been impressive on 5 and 3. Jojo splattered at the back of the site, and that will yield a bomb plant. 2v3 comes into play, and both the remaining Ts have assault rifles to their name. Mobs will be getting aggressive towards the ruins where J-Dubs lays in wait. PRT has it all to do. The two CTs funneling together, both pushing from the CT side. PRT with a Molotov down, trying to isolate the two CTs, and does just that. Sluggy sent packing. And now 3 kills could become 4 unless Lex can turn the tables around, where the bomb is ticking away. And Lex has no kit, has to stick it if he's going to win this. Comes off the bomb, and there is PRT. Back-to-back clutches go in reverse, and TeamOne bring this deficit down to 1.
This is a far cry from Dust 2, Vince. This is just it's a brawl. It's a street fight. What a shot from PRT as well to find Jojo. And because of that kill, he retrieves the M4, clutches out the 1v3 as well. Just played to perfection, isolating the fights, using the incendiary he had as well. Mythic calling for a tactical timeout. Gone for the force buy of their own. Just a force buy what was, Vince. It's at least they're putting up a fight. At least they're putting up a fight, and I'll take that. As 3 members of Mythic spent over 2 seconds around getting flashbang. That's not too surprised. That was against Bad News Bears, and they were just getting. I felt like just outplayed time and time again. Mirage as well as a Nuke. Nuke especially. It was so blind. CD side, just great utility usage coming out. Right now, though, in Inferno, Vince, we might be getting our prayers answered. Mythic are putting up a fight. Now, it's still a very scrappy affair, but they have a lead, even though it is just by 1 round, and it is still the very, very early stages of this map.
Oh, yeah. It is still very early on. Things can quickly get out of control. Plus, you have to keep into account as well that Mythic did win the pistol, which will always give a little bit of an advantage, and in some cases a huge advantage if you can convert the subsequent rounds. It's been back and forth throughout. It does seem like TeamOne are starting to turn the heat up a little bit here. XNS to the backside of the pit with his Molotov, clears out the angle. 4 players of the 5 find themselves very aggressively with over a minute left on the clock, pushing through on arches, 2 of them. Now, the bomb dropped way back, and a very diligent Maluk making sure that smoke push gets punished. It looks like this A-site defense has come to a crumbling demise. And with Mythic having actually invested quite a bit into this round, I wouldn't be surprised if we see them save the bulk of these weapons over on B. You want to hold on to this M4, you want to hold on to these Kevlar. There's no reason to throw these away, and a very low chance to clutch this out. Now, maybe Jojo is gift-wrapped a free frag here, but it won't be the case. XNS perforates him with the MAC-10. And it looks like they want to have saved no prisoners at all. Great 1D from J-Dubs, who continues to impress in this performance. Up to 9 frags already, down to 15 HP, and it feels like the noose is about to get tightened here, though, on Mythic. There's still time to close the gap. Mobs may be put down by Flom, who helps his teammate out, but now there's 2 more contingency plans coming through on the CT side. Pastadello is one of those men, and the J-Dubs, with 15 HP, has to try and scurry around to Banana. He may be able to hold on to this, actually. Oh, with a second to go, he gets neutralized. That is so brutal.
Oh, that's rough, Vince. They went for the right call, right? Like, they wanted to save the armor, the Deagles, the M4A1, but the TeamOne, they had that MAC-10, and they're like, yeah, might as well go for the hunt. On the bright side, the force buy wars have come to an end. We will finally see an eco coming out. Mythic with the USPs. Lex has got a Zeus, but that's about it. For the side of TeamOne, they seem to have a good idea about this. So we have the MAC-10 for PRT. He's going to be the one going on a fact-finding mission, although I would like him to drop that C4 to one of his teammates before he goes for it. Molotov going to be cutting the avenue of escape for Sluggy. And yeah, this one should be an easy one in the bag. They even have mobs waiting towards Banana to try and catch the other 2 CTs. And yeah, they just fall simultaneously. A clean round. As TeamOne, they take the lead.
As expected, they do take the lead. And it's not as if Mythic have a huge amount of cash in their back pocket either. Actual fact, Jojo drops down to an MP9. They have no AWP. I mean, no disrespect to Flom here at all, because I know what he's capable of doing with the AWP. He's actually a very solid AWPer, but he seems to have been a bit off the boil with the sniper rifle. With the rifle in his hands, he's been doing a lot more. Obviously, that clutch that he pulled off earlier, he's been getting a lot of success with these M4s. Jojo with the MP9 tries to get aggressive down Banana, but is repelled, and J-Dub somehow doesn't pick up the kill to Pastadella, who survives on 2, and now puts even more pressure on Flom's shoulders. There's the first frag. He's expected to get instantly counteracted, but he picks up 2, which really is all they could have asked from him. But it still means that the B site has been razed to the ground. It's now under control by the T's.
Finding 3 kills top Banana, they are aware. They are very aware that the B bomb set's going to be empty now. Sluggy has got a good read. He knows where the player that is XNS is lurking around, but XNS doesn't have to face. Just going to toy with him. Smoke's going to be used up, and ooh, he gets the thing down to 14 HP, but he will eventually fall, leaving it all onto Lex. He's got the health, has got a Kevlar and a smoke, no kit, bomb ticking away, halfway ticked in fact, so he's just gonna try and maybe go for some exits or just hold on to his M4. That's all he can do. TeamOne. That was a strange play from Jojo. He had the SMG fence, and he just goes with a wide swing down Banana. There was no smoke at the bottom of Banana, unless I'm very much mistaken. There was just some, there was just a Molotov there, right? So I guess it was assuming the Molotov would obscure the vision of the players bottom of mid, but that was not going to be the case. And sure, it was a closely contested map so far, but look at the money now for TeamOne. It's kind of a little grotesque compared to what Mythic have to work with.
Oh yeah, and that's how quickly this game has got out of control. Again, 5-3 looks close, but you have to take into account the pistol. They won the 3rd round as well. You had this back and forth game of economic chicken, as I called it before. And it was neck and neck. But these last 3 or 4 rounds, TeamOne have really stepped it up. And additionally, one of Mythic's rounds was a big clutch from Flom. That really was more of a mistake of TeamOne overextending and over-peaking. So maybe they've been humbled a little bit, forced to respect what Mythic have in store. J-Dubs has also been huge, by the way. 126 ADR. Even though B-side has been raised multiple times, it goes to show just how much of a blockade he's been able to put in single-handedly. Now look how easy this has been for TeamOne to just impose their will on the B-side. Yes, it's against pistols, but still, Jojo putting bullets down range and taking 2 players with him. TeamOne overextending and getting punished as a result. PRT, though, tries to get them back in towards the site. XNS will be going for the full-on plant, and he has 2 bodyguards there to help him out. So post-plant with a smoke in the eyes of J-Dubs, it seems like maybe TeamOne have escaped with this round after all.
A bit surprising TeamOne didn't smoke off. They had another extra smoke. They would have smoked off coffins to go in for the peak, instead getting caught in the crossfire between Jojo and J-Dubs. So yeah, they are a man down, but as you pointed out, Vince, bomb down. They have the weaponry advantage. PRT able to very comfortably dodge the flash. Now they know where the second player is as well, but XNS, he won't fall. Maluk is there to help him out as well, and despite it being an expensive round for the side of TeamOne, it doesn't really matter. They're still going to pick it up, round number 6. And the 3 rounds Mythic have won so far, Vince, was Jojo, J-Dubs, and Flom getting 3-4Ks. It came down to the individual plays, and also, as you pointed out, the little bit of over-peaking coming out from TeamOne in that 1 round on the A-bomb site. So, apart from that, sure, you know, it was a little back and forth, but TeamOne wants to start taking things a little seriously. It's looking kind of a bit reminiscent of Dust 2 all over again.
I think it's a really fair point to make, that it's individual moments of brilliance that have really got Mythic into these rounds, and not much more than that. Flom missing out with the AWP shot. That grenade could be damaged, though. It's not as much as I was anticipating. See that Mobs, like, having no fear. They just heard Flom rattle off a shot. On shot before, but the flashes! Did Sluggy and Flom block each other? What just happened? 2 flashes were thrown and 3 bodies hit the floor off those 2.
Maybe to listen to some Drowning Pool, Vince. I don't know. That just really went wrong. I want to probably take a... Yeah, just watch a replay on that again. Look at the hunt. Bomb just got planted. There's 3 players at Banana. J-Dubs and Jojo, they have to try and hold on to the weapons they have, but JoJo. It's good for one, but he's been spotted out and he's been abandoned by J-Dubs. It's all on by his lonesome. J-Dubs are coming around the corner. One is all he's going to find. Next to that, spraying, spamming the smoke with that AK-47 of his is going to get the kill. And this has... it was a very back and forth start initially, Vince, but it's all gone wrong. All right, take a look here. They're holding the angle. The flashbang is so good. I can't even blame Sluggy for blocking him. They were just blind for days. Just such a clean take. One flashbang. Boom. The side is theirs.
It's a really great bit of utility, as we touched on earlier. We know that TeamOne have this in the locker, but Mythic's positioning and spacing there was so grim. Like, you're inviting that flash to come in. You know this player's up middle. They took a shot earlier. It shouldn't be a shock to the system. I get that they want a bodyguard in, but at least try go for an even trade. Like, that was such a strange decision. And now Flom's been caught by a flash again. Nowhere near anyone else on his team. Understandably, they got pistols. They're trying to do something a little bit risky. But TeamOne are just shifting through the gears. Now, a 1-4 trade does come in. Lex has just got a second kill on the board. And Sluggy is going to town with the Deagle. But here comes XNS. 1v3. And he's dealt with a third of his adversaries. Now, he'll definitely get this plant down. The CTs are in no position to deal with him. And he's got more than enough time to actually relocate. Now, he doesn't know this, of course. But in through the smoke they come. Did he hear J-Dubs? I'm pretty sure by his reaction he has. And now XNS has to try and just fend off J-Dubs. A headshot will do it. 100 HP versus 17. But the spray is on point. And XNS is going to clutch out the 1-on-3.
I know we've all come to watch Bulbs play and maybe Malik with an AWP, but XNS has just been popping off this entire series, and despite the heroics of Sluggy events, like, he has had such a quiet map of Inferno so far, even Duster as well. He was really quiet, but he gets a couple of clean kills with the Deagle, but XNS clutching it out for his side, 8 and 3. Although that was just the pistols, you know, and a Mag 7 buy coming in for the side of Mythic, so now it's going to be the buy. Flom waiting for the flashbang, which never arrives. And they're going to be playing a much more aggressive stance. JoJo Malbs just peeks straight into the bullet from the Arctic Warfare Magnum rifle. That's an early find for the side of Mythic, but can they get the round? They've been getting multiple rounds where they get the opening picks, Vince. We started in Dust 2 as well, but they're just not quite able to convert.
Yeah, that has been a recurring theme, hasn't it? One that's been underlined with multiple close and scrappy rounds, finishing in the last 20 seconds in these 1v1, 2v2s, and you just feel if Mythical were a bit more clinical, this would be a fairly close game. J-Dubs try with the flashbang. JoJo's flash has just opened up surgically the site. Excellent hold by Mythic. Better late than never. And Maluk very unlikely to get this clutch going his way. Any kills, considering the economy that's currently on Mythic, would be a huge bonus. And very nice indeed. And Mythic would do well not to throw too many bodies into him. He's going to have a buy regardless, but Flom makes sure he doesn't miss and puts a bullet between the eyes. Mythic was their fourth.
They need a few more of those, Vince. They need a few more of those. And entering the final stages of the first half, if they can make it 8 and 7, it's doable. 8 and 7 would be, it'd be a win in my books. If I'm Mythic, you know, you can at least make it competitive, make it a close score line entering into the second half, but still long ways to go. That was the best run we've seen coming out from Mythic in what feels like this entire series. You know, not coming down to just individual heroics, but everyone working together in tandem. Great flashbangs. Great work with the double op setup as well. This Flom is going to be challenger, is going to be peeking straight through the flames, finds Malbs. Flashbang to try and go for the re-peek, but the return flash is going to force him back to play a much more passive angle towards the archways.
Molly down onto short side, actually whiffs, it bounces off the pillar, and that allows XNS to close the gap. That Molly was supposed to land deeper on short to fend away the tease. You also saw Sluggy almost shake in frustration, and there's the outcome. A post-plant 2v4, and TeamOne, there was nothing particularly special about that hit. It was so one-dimensional. They just run to the site, get 2 entries, round done.
It's not the first time we're seeing this. Like just a couple of flash, and this was actually even more elaborate from the side of TeamOne compared to the couple of rounds where it just threw one flash and it ran over the side. Here, Flom gets the opening pick. He does a pretty good job keeping, keeping them from taking brackets control early on. But then, as you pointed out, they smoke off the pit area. And XNS, how does he even get the second kill? I guess he saw Flom barrel through the smoke, perhaps. Jojo gonna be able to dodge the bullet, so at least they will save these two guns. But what a take from TeamOne. And XNS, man, 17 and 7 on the T side. And he's opening up the sides pretty much single-handedly, it feels like. Just swarming the bomb side. And again, great utility usage, right? And for the side of Mythic, yeah, that fluff Molotov could have maybe just ruined everything there. They're able to use a smoke to separate the player in the pit, prevent a crossfire from taking place. Great flashbangs as well. And Lex really needed to get at least one kill from that position. He still had an opportunity to make something work. And Flom! Why? Did he think the Molotov was deep enough? Was he taking a nap? These are the questions, Vince, which I believe we'll never really find an answer to.
I mean, he's taking a dirt nap now, at least, for the rest of this round. But yeah, I mean, that's questionable, isn't it? And typically, if an AWP pushes down mid to try and look through, like his second mid, you have a secondary unit with him to watch out for his flank side. You try and play a systematic control over middle, get the pick and then fall back. So somewhere along the lines there were a couple of glitches in the system. And this is not the time nor place for that to be occurring. Mythic, they get themselves in. It's like one step forward and several steps back, Blair. We see some success, they get a round, and then 2 or 3 rounds after that, they're just struggling again. Sluggy gets peaked against XNS, just dry. He's picked up yet another frag. 18 so far on his T side, and he could even hit 20 before this is done. Malbs deals with Lex, who's had a bit of a rough game so far here on Inferno, but we'll let him off because the other 3 maps they've played, he's actually done really well. And Maluk finalizes as he punches the numbers in. Post plant in, and TeamOne are already on 10 rounds. And we're not even done with the first half yet.
I mean, I can't even blame Lex, right? You're in the pit position, and TeamOne are doing such a good job of just avoiding him. They smoke him off, they wrap around from archways, and when he has to take a fight, it's like 4 players just facing him simultaneously. Like, what can you do from that spot, right? So it's just rough, man. This A site aren't really able to do much. Jojo, though, trying a desperate best as they are getting hunted down, and Jojo peering around the corner, hoping to try and stay alive. And even if he landed a shot, there were 3 more players to find, Vince. 10 and 4 the scoreline, double digits confirmed for TeamOne. From Mythic, yeah, the money, it's as bad as my bank balance. Not much to work with. Flom with the op. Max 7. It was competitive initially. Like, for those of you tuning in right now, you're like, yeah, is TeamOne running away with it? Not necessarily. It was 4 and 4 at one point, and you're like, yeah, we got a game in our hands. Then TeamOne decide they've had enough, and yeah, nothing much to add to that.
I mean, at one point, Mythic were winning. It was the pistol round, mind you, but still, they were 1-0 up. We're starting to get a bit hyped up that we're actually going to have a proper fight on our hands here, but since then, TeamOne have really been twisting the knife, turning the screws, but so is J-Dubs. 16 kills to his name. That's really been a shining light for this Mythic team, and he could maybe get them across the finish line for a 5th round, or perhaps not. PRT has removed his head, and although Lex comes through with a Mag 7, they have still taken control over B site. They have tons of utility as well. 2 smokes and 2 HEs and an AWP alongside the AK. Both plays are healthy. Best of luck to you, Lex, but this is going to be a very rough ask.
Yeah, he's just so far away, right? And then Bananas, of course, covered by Maluk. And when he jumps on across, PRT's waiting for him, and PRT has been looking fantastic. Lex with a bit of some flair there, just jumping across, spinning around, going for the reload. A PRT lying in wait, and he's going to pluck his head clean off his shoulders. TeamOne, they make it look clinical despite having a very back and forth beginning. But can they close it out? We're going to be finding out after a very quick break.
Higher and higher and higher, baby. When you stand again. So high up, need oxygen. Party over here, girl, bring a friend. I love the way your hair blow in the wind. Girl, I hope we never end. Your love is my medicine. I can't pretend you got it all like a spaceship. Taking off. We fly higher than the 737. We ain't on cloud 9, girl, we on cloud 11. And he say, she say, they can say whatever. Cause when I'm with you, it gets no better. I know what they don't know. And we go places that they don't go. Your love is the answer. That's why I got my hands up.
Higher and higher, baby. When you sit next to me, I can barely breathe. Higher and higher, baby.
Yeah.
I need you all the time. Say that you will be mine.
Yeah.
Take me higher, 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 higher. Whoa,
Feels good.
take me higher, higher,
Feel good.
higher, higher.
You got that, can't explain. Kind of love, girl, it's the way you make me feel like day to day. Just one touch, I go insane. I'm about to lose my brain, staring in the sky for a bird to plane. She call me her Superman, that's why I call her Lois Lane. Girl, you keep me up all night, dancing around trying to be like Mike. You can't come down when you up so high. You live in the sky and it feels so right, so high we can't stop now. Keep our speakers way too loud, and if they try to shut us down, we just turn it up and take it.
Higher and higher, baby.
No.
When you sit next to me, I can barely breathe.
take it.
Higher and higher, baby. I need you all the time. Say that you will be mine.
Get your hands
Take me
up.
higher,
Get your hands up. Just get your hands up.
Whoa,
Get your
take
hands
me
up.
higher, higher,
Feels good.
higher, higher. No, I won't look down. In your arms, I'm safe and sound.
Too high.
No, I won't look down.
No, we just won't go down.
In your arms, I'm safe and sound. I'm safe and sound. You take me higher and higher, baby. When you sit next to me, I can barely breathe.
Take it.
Higher and higher, baby. I need you
Get your
all the time.
hands up.
Say that you
Get your
will.
hands.
After a close start, the wheels began to come off the vehicle, the comeback that Mythic were trying to get themselves back in. But unfortunately for them, TeamOne really shifted through the gears here, Blair. And now 11-4 and the CT side for TeamOne, a side that we know they're strong on. I'm not saying it's GG just yet, but it definitely has a feeling that this may be about to get finished off pretty quickly. XNS straight down mid. The aggression from TeamOne here is ridiculous. And they're landing the headshots, but they're actually coming out second best in this confrontation.
W, very low. One bullet is all Jojo needs, which is going to find right before the smoke blooms. And the aggression won't pay off for the side of TeamOne here past the Delo. He can hear the players inside the construction. They still haven't crossed on over. Now, they do have the smoke in the hands of Lex, which he should be using. He doesn't even need to. J-Dubs is going to pick himself up a 3K. And I gotta say, well, you know, despite them trailing 6 rounds here, winning the pistol round, it's a good job. But individually, I feel like J-Dubs and Jojo have been so good so far on this particular map of Inferno. I just want Sluggy to wake up. Like, I've heard quite a bit about this guy. I've seen a few of his games as well. And if he kind of wakes up, I feel like we could still potentially have a competitive game. Jojo, once again, going to his tried and trusted, the P90. He hasn't really found much success with that gun today, Vince, unlike yesterday in Mirage.
I had that one round, didn't he, through Connector, where he picked up, was it 4 kills? And basically just won the round by himself. But yeah, you're against a TeamOne right now that are very comfortable on the map and won't be giving him too many opportunities. He also took a lot of shrapnel damage early on from HEs. So that kept him honest and is back against the wall. However, as good as TeamOne have given across to Mythic, they themselves have received as well. Pretty evenly spread in terms of the damage dealt in both teams. But considering that TeamOne are forcing in with some pistols and a scout, Mythic is certainly in the ascendancy here. For the time being, at least.
They need to be wary of that scout then, Hansa Maliuk. A couple of tags and his Deagles can finish off the job, but Lex is going to find Malbs the moment the smoke dissipates. And even if Malbs got a kill, he would have immediately been traded. Now, quite a lot of damage been dealt towards Pasadelo as well as PRT as well, so still equal amount of damage being dealt. The thing is, though, for Mythic, they have the player advantage, and now one player, that is XNS, who has been a monster so far, is not going to be checked, and he's going to land the 1 dig, the 2 dig, but Jojo will finally put him to sleep, but it's done his job, Vince, from a position where, in all honesty, he shouldn't even have got a single kill. 2 clinical shots, and he makes his retake doable. Flom needs to get his kill into Maliuk, which he will, and suddenly, what was looking doable is looking unlikely. Pasadelo and PRT, they have a lot of work to do here with the 2 digs. They don't even have a kit to work with.
Man, that second dig headshot from XNS was just absolutely filthy. And now smoke's being exchanged between the 2 teams. PRT moving through the smoke. Jojo's P90 gets itself a second kill in the round. And Pasadelo, understandably, I think, eyeing up a potential save. He has himself a UMP. He might actually have a Deagle as well. I'm not sure what his sidearm is, but I know he got a Deagle frag earlier on, so I assume he still has that, meaning he can drop that to one of his teammates. So yes, Mythic do pick up their 6th, but TeamOne at least have a little bit to play with in this round, and then obviously a buy will be coming to fruition in the next one.
Oh. The second one just... he's really, really sharp, Exodus. And I do believe he's one of the newer additions to this team, right? I remember who did he replace? I forget, but he's really impressed me so far. Albeit, it's still against Mythic, who would be one of the underdogs so far in the tournament, but if TeamOne do progress further in this event, he's definitely someone I'm going to be keeping an eye out on. 2 digs still in play, and have the UMP in the hands of Pasadelo, so they still have to be careful. Flom's going to find Malbs in the meantime. PRT duking it out. That USP is dealing quite a lot of damage on the J-Dubs, but J-Dubs will come out on top. And despite Excellence getting 1 kill, this should be a clean round for the side of Mythic. They don't really want to lose more players, though. Jojo's down to 16 HP, and Lexan 33 as well. So if these 2 players fall, it could get a little tricky, but as long as they're patient, dot their I's, cross their T's, this should be around in the back. But Pasadelo towards Coffins with that UMP does make me feel a little nervous for them. He's gonna find Jojo, but now at least they know where he is.
They do, but he can maybe stall them a little bit on the plant. Or perhaps not. Lex just goes in for the full plant there. And XNS in no real close position with a Deagle. He is low at 27 HP. He's looking to try and pick up some more weapons. He's got a smoke to his name now, at least. They do have a buy into the next round. Whatever happens, will be coming through. Oh! XNS is outrageous with this Desert Eagle. We didn't see that from his perspective, but judging from J-Dub's POV, that was a brutal headshot. And Pasadelo, with no kit, isn't really hoping to clutch this. He just wants to try and kill both of the remaining T's, and he's done just that. He is making this round as costly as possible, and with 75 HP, he will live to tell the tale. So that's a Galil and an AK picked up for TeamOne, who will have a buy, and Mythic have to replenish all those fallen weapons. Well played by TeamOne.
Excellence is a bit of a beast, isn't he? Holy hell. I want to see the shot from his POV, because so clean. So very damn clean. And he's at 25 frags, top fragging in the server. Closely followed by J-Dubs on the side of Mythic, though. But Vince, 11-7. It's only 4 rounds separating these 2 teams. Maliuk, bit of a run boost to try and catch an unsuspecting member of Mythic, but he won't find anyone. Molotovs are burning Jojo a bit, but it will be extinguished, and they're going to be battling after top of Banana. Jojo taking quite a bit more damage here. Maliuk's going to find Flom at the bottom of Banana. There's a C4 drop as well towards T-Ramp. Pasadelo waiting for the contact to be made by Malbs. Malbs, he's got a flashbang, and he's going to peek with it, and of course he's going to come out on top. Finds Jojo. But J-Dubs, can he do more? He's already in 21 kills, carrying his team. But with the smoke coming into play, he will have to fall back towards T-Ramp to pick up the bomb. So they have options available. If they go for a quick hit towards A vent, there's only 2 defenders. It's going to be XNS and PRT. I said only 2 defenders, and I just say his name, XNS. I would not want to go to a site where he's playing.
Oh yeah, right now he's basically like 5 players by himself, isn't he? He's a one-man army. He has been unreal. 133 ADR, 25 kills. I mean, the stats paint the picture, and he's been everywhere. Keep in mind, the vast majority of those kills were on the T side where he was entry fragging. That is how ridiculous he has been playing today. On the CT side, most of his frags have been deagle headshots, to be fair. So the guy is a nemesis. 30 seconds to play with, and we do have a flank in effect from both Pesadillo and Molbs through middle. XNS forced out of position courtesy of a Molotov, but Maluk is happy to pick them off on the cross. Sluggy gets one, but can't double up. Minimal casualties is good news to TeamOne's accountant, who now move 5 rounds clear, and this is where that last round, where they killed all 5 players while losing, catches up with Mythic. 3 plays, make it 4 plays at $1,500. They are screwed economically.
Gonna go for the force buy. Oh boy, it's gone pretty wrong for them. They slow down too much their events. Like the fight towards top of Banana, firstly, they didn't get a single kill, right? And then they just kind of waited for a play to take place, and then they're slowly grouping up towards A. But then what Team1 did was they slowly started pushing Banana, got all the information. So by the time they went for the hit, the flag was already in place, the setup was ready, and they just walked into the blender. And this force buy has just fallen flat on its face, unless Flom can do something cheeky. But Pastadello, he turns around. He's aware of the possibility of someone lurking inside of the smoke, and Flom, there was a chance there. There was a bit of a window, but he will fall. It's going to be a team ace for Team1, losing just PRT. While it was looking like Mythic could potentially close the gap, it's starting to widen once more. That force by not working out means they have to go for yet another eco. There's nothing they can do. Just the one solitary deagle for Sluggy and a Kevlar, because he did have a little bit of extra cash. The rest of them will just be sticking with the Glocks and 1 P250. So it should be 14 rounds for Team1, and that's going to be double the score of Mythic's.
Yeah. It's looking like this is slipping away now. We had the close moments. We had that second half starting well. Mythic with both pistol round victories. Things now starting to get a little shaky over on the T side. Flom with his Glock pushing through on the app side. Does have a little bit of help with Lex down the middle, joined by J-Dubs. Been very impressed with J-Dubs' performance so far. I think he's definitely done himself proud, especially on this Inferno. As PRT catches a glimpse of Flom, not overextending, not sure what's up against him, and intelligently backs away. He's read the script. He's seen this one too many times. He's not falling for that trap, but Sluggy does pass a bullet into the head of Maluk. And although it's a bit of success, it's short-lived. In comes the guillotine and chops down Mythic to size. 14-7 now coming up. Mythic probably with their last chance.
Exodus has just been having a hell of a game. 27 kills. Outshining both the... Maltz really hasn't had to do much. He's the one player everyone wants to, obviously watch for this team. He is a star player, but yeah, with Exodus playing like this, even on Dust 2 as well, he was no sloucher on that particular map. PRT now, the deep Molotov. That's a Molotov Flom failed earlier, Vince, which is so unfortunate, right? He thought the Molotov was deep enough for him to try and hold that angle with the AWP, but look at the aggression coming in. Maluk, he's gonna miss a second shot, but doesn't matter. PRT is there, and J-Dub just getting spammed down through the smoke. He turns away for the flash, but he falls before the flash even pops. 15-7, and yeah, there was a chance. Mythic winning the pistol round, along with the anti-eco rounds, but once the guns come into play, once the rifles come into play, Team1 just clearly looked like the superior team. They're wasting no time, just speed running this CD side.
Yeah, and do you know what the really grim statistic is as well? When you look at how many rounds Mythic have in total in this entire tournament, they have somewhere around the ballpark of about 17 or 18 rounds. in total. And it could be that way that it ends, because Mythic have been shattered already. Lex, point blank, comes out second best against Maluk, and Jojo 1-on-4. Tech9 in hand, can maybe get one, but Pacedello removes him and removes Mythic from the tournament. They have now been eliminated.
Yeah, to chug that, that's a big